up to my chin. Won't stop fighting to the very end. Many men try to reach it. Many men have failed. Well, if you wanna get to heaven, you gotta raise a little hell. And I've been running from the law.
Mr. Young and FRGN.
Kick to the gut.
Kick to the gut.
Kick to the gut. Kick to the gut. Kick to the gut. Kick to the gut. Kick to the gut. Kick to the gut.
Kick to the gut.
Kick to the gut.
Kick to the gut podcast.
Kick to the gut podcast. Kick to the gut.
Your podcast sucks.
Oh, baby, let's go. How hyped are you today?
Bro, how hyped am I? I'm so hyped that the internet can't handle the hype, bro. My internet
What's
connection
up?
is hyped up.
It's Mr. Young.
And it's foreign in the building. I miss you, bro.
Yeah, I miss you too, man. It feels like it's been a while since we've done this live stream here on our YouTube page. But, you know, last week, the week before, we had issues, we had things. But you know what? Let's forget about that. It's like the live crowd is back in the WWE. We are back live as well.
Yeah, man. We got to handle everything, man. There's so many things that happened this past week. For me personally, but also in WWE. They had their final Thunderdome show.
Oh, yes. And thank goodness for that. Okay, before we do anything though, I want to say hello, what's up to everyone in the live chat right now. Please feel free to jump into the chat and say hi. Not just that, let us know how you felt Money in the Bank was, okay? Upon 10, give it a letter grade, whatever it is, we want to hear from you. And of course, if you're listening to this on the podcast after the fact, well, we thank you for downloading the podcast. And anytime you want, you know, if you can't make the live stream, it's okay. You can still download the podcast or watch it on YouTube, right? But we love it when you're here interacting with us. So Monday afternoons, 12 noon, usually, unless we got like technical difficulties or we have to record beforehand, but usually we do it on Monday afternoons. We love to see you.
We'll try our best. And of course, the best reason why we are on Monday afternoons is so that we can come on live right after a WWE or AEW pay-per-view.
Oh my goodness, yes. And today's topic, of course, the review of WWE Money in the Bank. Now, before we get to that, a couple of things I want to get your opinion on. Let's just chat about it. Let's see if we can do this rapid fire style, okay? And what's up, Edison? I see you. What's up, Referee Ryan? I see you as well. Thank you so much for dropping by the chat. Are you ready, bro? Because we missed like a week, right?
Yes.
So, very quickly, Malachi Black, AEW. How do you feel?
Okay. I love the continuity. I love the eye continuity. I love the black and white, the light and darkness that they are playing with Cody Rhodes. I can't wait for Cody Rhodes' ass to get whooped by Malachi Black.
Okay. Hopefully this puts over Malachi Black in a big way. Like, I mean, yeah, you know, do you feel any more or less for QT Marshall after his program with Cody Rhodes?
Sorry, what? QT who? I forgot about him already.
Okay, I guess that says a lot. See, I don't know if it's a problem of the feud just wasn't good. Like, Cody isn't as big a draw or an elevator as he thinks he is. Or it's just that QT Marshall was just, he looks like a Walmart guy.
I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah.
But also one thing we have to take into account was the fact that there was less fans. I think Cody Rhodes thrive more in front of a full crowd.
Yeah.
It makes him look like a bigger deal.
Yeah, because the AEW faithful, I'm sorry but they are quite a Kool-Aid drinking bunch. Let's be real here, okay? Like, you know me, I will give AEW props when there's props to be given. But it seems like to me the AEW fan base is so... It's like, you know what it is? It's like ECW.
Yeah, for better or for worse.
Yeah, like they're so die-hard. Like, I guess you can respect that. You know, you really stick by your man and Cody's their man. So there you go. Personally, I'm glad that Malachi Black is on AEW. He is the type of character or person that needs to have the creative freedom, and he has it in AEW, not in WWE.
I believe that Aleister Black formerly known Aleister Black, right? When he is in AEW, he can really expand his dark character. He can even be, I dare say, like an Undertaker equivalent in that sense to AEW, like that dark character going forward.
You know, actually, just random, right? You know what I'd like him to do?
What?
I'd like him to dismantle the Dark Order.
Ooh, dismantle it.
Like come in and go like, you guys are a joke. And just destroy them one by one. Like, and end the Dark Order lah. Because let's face it, like, you know, do we really care about the Dark Order at this point?
But that's the thing, right? Right now, I believe like the de facto leader of the Dark Order is Hangman Page.
Okay. I mean, after the whole Hangman Page thing. So Hangman Page, yeah, like you're saying, right? Like no lah, it's like when Austin would ally himself with random like mid-card factions once in a while, and he was never like the leader, or he was never part of them. He's just the good guy. He's just hanging out with them once in a while lah. So I don't think we can say that Hangman is now the de facto leader. But yeah, I guess I see what you're saying though.
But I do see a threat in terms of what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Imagine, right? Hangman is now, after all that he has been through with Dark Order, but he still decides not to join them. He just wants to go on his own lonesome.
Yep.
And then Malachi Black comes in and like, oh, okay, look at what you did with him.
Yeah.
He doesn't give you the return.
Oh.
How about I become your
leader? Cannot.
Dark Father for the Dark Lord.
I don't think that works, because Malachi Black is so like, quote unquote, he's like really that evil sort of a bad guy character, right? And the Dark Order now are a comedy group lah. Let's face it. The two of them don't match. That's why I'm saying Malachi Black needs to destroy the Dark Order. End them.
We shall see, because like I said, like you mentioned, Dark Order was supposed to be this dark, omnipotent, like very bad, evil kind of.
Yep.
That's what they debuted as, right?
Yeah.
It's only because of a twist of fate that's where they are now. I think that right now they are kind of like headless chickens a bit, looking for love, looking for some sort of like ownership.
Yeah.
But we shall see lah. We shall see where that goes.
I guess so. Okay. Let's move on then. Jay White showing up on Impact Slammiversary. I tried to watch it, bro. I tried. And I'm like, what is this? What is this house show nonsense?
You tried to watch the entire thing, bro.
Oh, I couldn't, bro. I had to fast forward to the main event, which was
it felt like NXT last year, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Like not even now NXT. Like last year, like there was some crowd, but not really. And do they have a budget issue or what's going on? Like I'm not familiar, but it looks so cha-cha.
They haven't gone on tour yet. As in, so they're still based on one place, I think.
But okay, NXT has been based in the same place, but at least they can pimp the place out, make it look cool.
I have no idea why, but I believe. Okay, first put it this way, bro. Impact Wrestling has never been known for like their flashy, extravagant. Even their Impact Zone last time was basically a glorified, attraction, right?
Yeah.
Orlando, Florida. So yeah, maybe they're going for a rink-a-dink warehouse look. I don't know.
It really looked like a warehouse law. Okay, the match itself between Sami Callihan and Kenny Omega was. I mean, look, Kenny can wrestle most types of matches, and this was a brutal affair. It was a good match. And of course, you had the shenanigans with Don Callis, the Good Brothers, blah, blah, blah. Then Jay White comes out. Ooh, is he going to be part of the Bullet Club or not? That's what they left it as, right? They left it hanging.
Yeah. Did you see there's this teaser that Impact Wrestling put out for their Bound for Glory pay-per-view?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so they put out a teaser. Bound for Glory is of course their WrestleMania, right? Their main show happens every October. So they were hyping it out as like this big event that's going to be held in an arena with audience. Okay. And it's going to be in Las Vegas.
Oh.
So I'm like, maybe that's like their return. But then the part that made the internet go crazy was that towards the end, they had like, flashes of the AEW logo, of the New Japan logo.
Oh.
Yeah. So right now, a lot of people are speculating that this will be the first, like a bit of like a soft launch of a major supercard featuring all of these non-WWE promotions.
Yeah, like this. I'm sorry but this reeks to me like regional promotion stuff. To me, like I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, we know that Impact is not big enough, so you have to pull in a couple of guys from AEW and from New Japan, and it's gonna be one or two lah. It's like Okay, what I feel about this, right, is like, why are you letting Impact take the lead on that? AEW should be taking the lead on that. You know, AEW is the biggest. They will be the flashiest. They have the deepest pockets. So at least make the first one super extravagant. You know what I mean?
I'm very curious why is Bound for Glory where they choose to launch this so-called coalition, right?
Yeah.
But then they say there are a couple of theories. One theory is, right, they want to make, because Bound for Glory has a name, has some sort of history. So I think they wanted to capitalize on that and make it going forward like, okay, this is like a big show. They wanted to make it like a invasion angle. So not really the official, maybe down the road they're going to create like one hell of a super cut with an actual new name and all that.
Yeah.
So maybe they just want to test waters and test it at a big name event.
I don't know. You know what it all seems like to me? It all seems like handshake deals and just, let's just throw something together. There's no like, long-term planning here. I don't think. But hey, don't quote me on that lah. Jay White showing up, is that going to be, I mean, to me, I know he's big in New Japan. I know he's a very good performer, but he came out, he like teased the thing. I didn't feel anything.
Here's something very interesting about there was this poll that I put out yesterday saying that if in a match pitting Kenny Omega and Jay White, who would win? Who would you guys root for?
Yeah.
And the overwhelming majority actually went for Jay White.
Is it? Oh, look at all those New Japan fans.
Yeah, 60% to 40%. And I was like looking through the people who voted and all that. And it's not what I could consider the usual expected crowd.
Okay.
So that there is like a bunch of there is a huge so-called support for Jay White, or maybe because he's been doing really, really well in New Japan, or of course New Japan has a US show as well. So maybe right now it's either people are sick of Kenny Omega and want him to get his comeuppance, or perhaps Jay White is actually building some head of steam and is actually becoming a star. I don't know.
Maybe. Well, I mean, we'll see like what he does in or within Impact, within AEW, and we'll see how they go moving forward lah. Yeah. Anything else you want to bring up about that? Because I kind of don't care.
I just thought it was very interesting that BR Wrestling, Bleacher Report Wrestling, right? They only put out 2 posts on the entire Slammiversary. One is Jay White's appearance. Secondly is Mickie James returning, but not as an Impact wrestler. She actually returned to promote a ROH, a Ring of Honor event, NWA event as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they were doing some sort of like women's only show. That was what she's been promoting. So, and I saw the comments, right? They're like, these BR wrestlers are WWE fanboys. They don't even promote any other show. Yeah. And then like when people commented, they say that because Impact Wrestling got nothing to offer, that's why. Yeah.
That sounds legit to me. I didn't give a crap about any of the rest of the card. I tried to watch it. I was like, okay, bored. It looks like shit. Looks like house show. But that's just me. Hey, look, at the end of the day, right, when you have so much choice out there and the choice is flashy and sexy, god damn it, you better try harder. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's move on. SmackDown. Finn Balor showed up. Okay. Shotzi Black, well, I guess no, they like to drop the long names. So Shotzi and Nox, which is a very strange combination.
First of all, they had no history in NXT together.
Yeah, they just decided, okay, you two are coming up. We'll put you in the tag team because we need a tag team.
Yeah, that was weird. But let's talk about Finn Balor. Is he bringing the Prince gimmick going forward? I think looks like it, but also looks like he's dressed up in blue. So
it looks like the Prince, but he's I don't know. Who did he interrupt?
Sami Zayn.
Yeah. So Finn versus Sami Zayn. Hey, I'm all for that, right? I think, but like, I mean, him coming back, he has to be a face. Obviously, he's going to be a face. He got the face pop. He's going up against a established heel. So I don't know. Maybe it's like a watered down version of his Prince character. Maybe it's just the old Finn Balor.
That's interesting because when he was the Prince, he didn't do any of like the fan interaction thing. He didn't do that pose. He was being all badass, he wasn't even smiling. Yeah. So that's what a lot of people liked. He was like this very anti-hero kind of character. But then when he went back to SmackDown, he was like main roster Finn again, smiling, baby face,
it's
doing
like
the pose.
Yeah, we're back to Smiley Balor lah. So I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I might think it. I think it's a bad thing, but we'll have to wait and see.
I hope that they actually bring up elements of
Yeah.
The Prince. That's the thing that made him back into the way he is in terms of popularity, right?
Yeah. Tony Storm's coming to SmackDown. Quick thoughts.
I would say Tony Storm is more ready to go to SmackDown than Knox and Shotzi, in my opinion.
I think Shotzi is ready. Knox, I don't know. Really, you think Tony is ready for SmackDown? Like, she literally had no vibe, no hype in NXT. So unless she's one of those people that work on the main roster, like Elias is a very good example. On NXT, he was just kind of right? But when he hit the main roster, he was like, boom, he was super over. So I don't know if Tony Storm, or they see that Tony Storm is the same thing, but I don't think she got over on NXT at all.
I think Storm has a bit of what I would call like you said, like Alexa Bliss, Carmella. On NXT, they were kind of forgettable, and then somehow they reinvented themselves on the main roster.
Yep.
And also you have to take note that Tony Storm actually got more hype going at the beginning than like Rhea Ripley. She was like one of the bigger names coming out of like the Mae Young Classic. So
Yes.
maybe it's a chance. Maybe actually it's overdue, way overdue. She should have been come up way earlier.
Well, we'll wait and see, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, let me say hello to Hidayah, to Jason as well. Thank you so much for dropping by the chat. What's up? I hope you guys didn't miss us too much. Okay, we're back doing the live thing now. Let's move on. Oh, is there anything you want to bring up before we move on to what we came here, what we are hyped for today? The crowds are back, baby.
Yeah, man. Okay, one last thing.
Yeah.
Bailey
Yeah.
injured.
Oh, man.
9 months.
What? Hey, 9 months. It's damn funny. When they announced 9 months, everyone in the comment section of the WWE social media is like, 9 months, huh? Okay, wink, wink. I don't think so, right? This is legit injury.
Yeah, legit injury, bro. But you know what? That makes a lot of sense if you think about it. Why they are bringing up Tony Storm? Why they are pushing new talent?
Yeah.
Because I guess SmackDown is like it needs more fresh women talent right now.
Yeah. I mean, okay, and then the strange thing is they left the women's title match on SmackDown itself. Okay lah, you know what? To be fair, because they were bringing back the crowds, like, oh my god, that first pop when Vince McMahon walked out on SmackDown, it's like, it's so weird, right? Like, just the simplest things, you take it for granted. For so many, we were watching WWE all the time, you know, like, this crowd interaction, the noise, the pops, and then it gets taken away from us for a year and a half. I really do hope that they do have a handle on their COVID situation. I mean, look at us here in Singapore. One group of fuckers, horny men, go to KTV, and that's it. Now we have another cluster. It's a clusterfuck.
Yeah, so I'm very hopeful, but I'm also very guarded because
Look, did you see the crowd? Not a single soul was wearing a mask, and they were packed in there. I was like, oh my god, really? Okay.
First of all, it's Texas.
They don't
you
give
gotta
a
understand
fuck.
it's Texas.
Yo, it's
Okay,
like,
but
we don't believe in no COVID. We don't give a fuck.
Yeehaw! okay, but right, I believe like most of the people who go, from what I've read, right, in terms of letting the fans in, they had to only if they are vaccinated that they can go into the arena.
Okay.
So maybe they're trusting their vaccination, efficiency really, really high. So okay, perhaps.
Sure.
But like you can't deny that. Oh, having fans just makes a whole world of difference, man.
Oh my god, dude. And if anything, it tells you who's really over and who's not. And there were some interesting things, and we'll talk about it when we talk about Money in the Bank, right?
Yeah. Quick word about SmackDown. Like you said, when Vince McMahon came out, like his pop was great.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that Vince McMahon was being Vince McMahon by just saying, "Where the hell have you been?"
Right. And then, like, he's at that stage of his life. And as much as we want to shit on him, back in the Attitude Era, he was like the main guy, the main villain all the time, right?
Yeah.
Like, he understands that, okay, this is not my show. As in, he's not the star. He just goes out, says one thing, fuck off. And it makes sense too that he was the one who come out first. You know why?
Yeah.
Because you start the show off with a pop. Then, because the next person to come out was Roman Reigns, which would bring the mood down.
Do you realize that the pop kept getting bigger and bigger and it culminated in Edge?
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, look, Edge, I mean, This is actually a little bit worrying too. In that, okay, you got Roman Reigns as the number one heel, right?
Yep.
But who's your number one face? You have to get a guy, a Hall of Famer. There's no one else with that big a pop. So Edge is the guy with the biggest pop now.
Yeah, almost by default, because like most of the main stars, left. Daniel Bryan was the next big face. He left. I didn't mind Edge getting that big pop, knowing because that he is owed this one-on-one match.
Sure.
Going forward. But then there was this very interesting statistic that I don't know whether I brought it up to you, but this I think is the first official match on SmackDown that Dominic Mysterio had in front of a crowd.
Yes, because he grew up in the Thunderdome era.
Yeah. So you had to admit that Thunderdome era had a few notable things. So if Dominic Mysterio go on to have an amazing career, he can say that, I was, I debuted during this very weird time in the world. That's interesting.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so that's SmackDown, right? And I'm okay, like a part of me is like, I'm happy that they brought the live crowd back on SmackDown, but I was kind of like, why not bring the live crowd back at Money in the Bank instead? Save it for that special moment. But it's fine, whatever. The fans got to see WWE live. We got to feel the energy again. And like you said, bro, it is a world of difference. The most mundane segments suddenly become real, and it doesn't feel fake anymore with the piped in noise, right?
Can we easily agree that this SmackDown was the best go-home show of the last 2 years?
I mean, and plus they brought back all the wrestlers and the surprises and whatnot. So like Finn Balor, right? So they had to stack it lah. It makes a lot of sense. So okay, moving on now to WWE's Money in the Bank. Are you ready? Oh, before we do that, one more thing. I don't know why, but I felt WWE's crowd more than AEW's crowd. I think it's the presentation. You know what? Okay, just visually looking at both scenes like Dynamite and SmackDown / Money in the Bank, I think it's the presentation. WWE's presentation is a lot brighter. So it seems more vibrant. Whereas even though Dynamite used to, remember their old intro was all the color splashing? I think they moved away from that. Their presentation seems darker.
I do not know whether they're trying to make it more like an adult thing. Yeah. Because when I look at UFC, for example, they barely show the crowd when it comes to time for the matches to happen, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why that is. I think they're trying to make it more gritty.
Yep.
Almost an NXT
so they're going
vibe
away. Yeah, they're going away from I think the big splashes, the vibrant and that kind of thing. That's very so-called WWE in terms of the showmanship. I think they're just gonna go for, like you say lah, like they're gonna lean into that grittiness. They're gonna lean into that Kool-Aid. Yeah. Crazy fans.
So okay, I mean that makes them stand out. That's much better for them. But in terms of just the return of the crowd, for whatever reason, I felt WWE a lot more than AEW. Also because AEW has had some form of crowds through the entire pandemic era anyway.
Yeah, I guess the difference, in my opinion, would be that the WWE crowd felt more energized for wrestling. I guess because they haven't seen WWE for so long, and the AEW crowd has kind of already settled into the show itself. So it's not the audience doesn't really make the show anymore. Yeah.
Funnily enough, right before SmackDown aired, they played this video, very somber video about they're returning to the fans and stuff like that. I freaking got goosebumps, bro.
Bro, that is WWE's production team.
Yeah, that one
coming true.
Yeah, that one you cannot mess with them. AEW to me hasn't produced a video packages like that of that quality of really tugging on the heartstrings.
The only time I remember having that kind of feeling is only twice in AEW. This is way back. Once, the first one is the Dustin and Cody Rhodes promo, hyping their first match. That made me hype for that event, and also the John Huber, Brody Lee's passing. Their package video. So I guess for them, right? They rely more on I edit the video to the song. Right? Because they have a lot of songs or tracks, that they but WWE is really soundtrack, really feel the emotion. So they're still the best, in my opinion, hands down, in all of sports entertainment.
No, 100% agree, 100%. Okay, now let's do it. It's Money in the Bank, baby. I did not watch the pre-show. Did you watch the pre-show?
I did.
Okay, so tell me, the Usos versus the Mysterio SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, how did that go?
I would say this match should have been on the main card because it was a great opening match. I would say. And if you watch like the show throughout, right?
Yeah.
You will know that Usos actually won.
And
I think it was a great result.
Yeah, the Bloodline have all the gold, which is, it's great for the Bloodline story, but it's shit for the Mysterious because it's like their reign has kind of been meh. They won the titles. Ooh, first father-son duel, and then it just kind of petered out. There was no story for them.
I mean, it is inevitable that the Bloodline is gonna hold all the gold. They're the most dominant thing on SmackDown.
Yeah.
I've always thought of Rey Mysterio and Dominic as like they're not gonna be a long-running champions. They're gonna lose and fight for the title, contend for a couple of times. So I'm not really too hung up about them losing. I think the Usos deserve it more at this point in time.
Bro,
I'm just when I was watching the match, right? You know what I was curious to look at?
what?
The crowd's reactions towards Dominic.
Oh, okay. And how was it?
Yeah. So actually, Dominic, I think is like he got this like young. Okay, he hasn't reached the level where people like him because he's a babyface.
Yeah.
People, okay. How do I describe this? The audience, right? The way they root for him, right? It's like.
It's
yeah, you can do it. You can do it. Come on, make us proud.
Yeah.
Try
okay.
your best.
Okay. Yeah, because he is like the baby that just started, right? So.
Yeah.
He truly has babyface heat or babyface vibe.
You can almost see, right, bro? The audience is actually protective of Dominic Mysterio.
Okay, that makes sense.
You get what I mean? Like they don't want anyone else to shit on him. They want him to succeed. They're giving him as much patience as possible.
Yeah. It's almost as if he is our son.
Yeah. I mean, like because we've seen him since Eddie, and there's all that nostalgia involved.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I think it makes a lot of sense. But it's very interesting, bro. The reaction is like when he does something very, very small, even like a moonsault or what, everyone like, yeah, good job.
We are all the proud parents of Dominic Mysterio, apparently. Edison says Uso won because they're family. And remember, family is the strongest force in the universe.
Bro, family. is the theme of this entire pay-per-view, if you know what I mean.
Bro, not even pay-per-view. This entire summer. Bro, from Fast and Furious to Black Widow. I don't know if you watched the Black Widow movie. And then now here, it's all about, like, bro, family is the word of the month. Okay. Yeah. Let's not forget, though, that Dominic Mysterio and Rey Mysterio are also family, Edison.
Yes, all of them are family. You do not mess with family, bro. That's what's gonna happen.
That's true. Okay, now we start the main card proper. Okay, and you knew that they were gonna start with the ladder match. It had to be, and it had to be the women's ladder match, I guess, because in terms of the divisions, I mean, I think we can agree that the women's division is slightly colder than the men's division right now.
Yeah, at this point in time.
Yeah.
But there was a couple of very interesting stories that was being told in this match.
Yes.
Can I just say a very weird observation, bro?
Okay.
And it was something that one of the commentators said that actually Natalia was one of the stars of the match, not because she did anything flashy or crazy, but she was really good at playing defense in this match.
Yes. No, it looked like she held the match together. Like she was the one calling the shots, and then while the rest do the bumps and the crazy shit lah.
Yeah, and if you and there wasn't any like dissension between Tamina and Natalia. They were legit trying to help each other through the match and also beating up everyone else.
Yeah, actually, Tamina wasn't even in the match in the first place, right? Did she replace somebody? I forget. I feel like
she was.
she?
But she replaced who or not? She replaced Carmella.
No, Liv Morgan replaced Carmella. Remember? There was that whole thing with Sonya Deville.
Then if that's the case, then it should have been okay. If that's the case, then the two of them did qualify for the match, right? Because they're tag team champions.
No, I'm confused because I remember only Natalia was in, but then all of a sudden I can't remember. If somebody remembers in the chat, please let me know. But I feel like Tamina was not supposed to be in the match, and then suddenly she is in the match. So anyway, we have Nikki. Okay, this is the funny thing. You know how the whole time on Raw they've been calling her Nikki Ash. Now they're referring to her as Nikki ASH, almost a superhero. So like, to me that stood out because it's so different from what they've been calling her, Nikki Ash, right? It's like why Nikki Ash doesn't work anymore to them.
I mean, both sounds fine.
Yeah. So-
I like that they try to explain the acronym of Ash.
Yeah.
So maybe for a lot of audiences they have no idea what the hell's going on in the storyline.
Yeah. Like, why is she Ash instead of Cross now?
Yeah. I'm actually already used to her dressing out like a superhero already. Like
Yeah.
I've gotten used to it.
Yeah, we've completely forgotten about the Twisted Sister. To be honest, I hope they revisit that at some point in the future. But this works for her now, so that's great. And it's her time to shine as well, as we will see Nikki Ash, Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Zelina Vega, Natalia, and Tamina.
Yeah.
Did it seem like they were trying to highlight Liv Morgan quite a bit?
Yeah, and I liked it.
Yeah,
I really liked it a lot.
The thing is, though, like I recognize they want to push her and everything, but I think she's still a little bit like,
Green.
green. Yeah, I don't want to say green lah. She's not that green, but there were a few moments you can see like hesitation, and there isn't that flow that someone like Natalia or Asuka or Alexa Bliss has, or Naomi.
I think that okay, this is a weird. I don't know if this is a good comparison or not, but I think Liv Morgan is kind of a bit like Mandy Rose.
Okay. Ooh.
Okay. Let me explain myself.
Yeah,
When I say like a bit like Mandy Rose is that Mandy Rose was, she was progressing as a worker for a bit. She was like, at first she's just a blonde, not really a good worker, but then the fans start to like accept her. Okay, she can work. But then what was the thing that really pushed her in terms of like the fans accepting her was her entire storyline going against
Sonya.
Sonya, right? And she developed a bit more personality. And obviously, in my opinion, and I think you will agree, Sonya shine in that rivalry.
Yes. Yeah.
But it also brought out a bit of Mandy Rose that you can say, okay, maybe this girl, maybe she can work, she can do promos in the future, won't be an issue. I think Liv Morgan is almost there, but she needs some sort of rivalry or some sort of conflict to bring out more personality. And you know what's happening, right? That's exactly what's happening on SmackDown, where Sonya Deville is making her put her through the hoops.
Yeah.
And to try to bring out a bit more of a competitive edge. But one thing I realized from all the audiences responding to Liv Morgan, they are rooting for her. They are on her side.
Yeah. She's another one of those. I think she will benefit from a lot of like babyface, like, oh yeah, you can do it, sort of a heat. And I think the WWE universe genuinely wants her to succeed. It's just that I feel like she's young lah, she's gonna take a while to get there. Jason says Tamina was on the promo material as of last SmackDown. Sonya Deville was meant to be in the Money in the Bank match. Really?
Sonya, I thought she's playing the general manager. I mean, I don't know.
She's probably ready to wrestle. It's just they're just waiting to pull the trigger on that, I suppose. To be honest, like I don't know if they were playing safe. There were some bumps, but nothing crazy. And I guess really, just looking at this but this group in the match itself. Asuka, Naomi, and maybe Natalia, those are the only three that stand out to me. And you know what I mean in terms of characters. And even Naomi is like, okay, you expect her to do a few fancy moves, but what has she been doing lately? None of them are in any sort of position where they're hot right now.
Yeah, Asuka's pretty cool. Naomi, I think, hasn't been relevant for quite a while.
Alexa Bliss and her hypnosis thing, is this working or not?
Honestly, no.
Yep. No, I can't do it either. Like that spot where Zelina Vega was on top of the ladder with her, and then she climbed down because of the leg. I was like that's, I don't know, man. This is we've crossed over into. I'm embarrassed to show this to somebody who doesn't know what wrestling is.
Yeah. The hypnosis thing, I don't think works anymore.
Yeah.
But you know what? I like her outfit today. I thought it was pretty dope.
No, I mean visually she still looks cool, but like maybe she should just stick to playing mind games and stop with the supernatural thing.
The thing is, right, like certain things she did I thought was cool.
Yeah.
But certain things she did push the line, and then after that I'm already out of it already. Like to me, her climbing, okay, there was this one spot where the ladder was like lodged into Liv Morgan and she climbed up in like this weird Sudoku way.
Do puzzles.
Way, yeah. She climbed out there. I thought that was interesting. That was really cool.
Like, that's like a mind game, playing your character. But then the hypnosis spot with Zelina Vega didn't work.
Yeah. But I respect the story that was being told, where at the end of the match, every one of the competitors piled the ladders on top of her to stop her from getting out. I thought that was
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah, because she's been this like super creepy, like, oh, let's just remove the biggest threat, lah, quote unquote. Zelina Vega, to me, didn't really shine in this at all.
Zelina, ever since she returned,
She-
underwhelming, bro.
Yo, her first match lost. Then
Yeah.
after that, I think she lost the second match as well. So it's like you brought her back just to have her job.
She lose to who? Do you remember the match that she had?
Liv.
Liv, right?
Yeah. So it's like,
Yeah. Bro, wait. Do you remember on commentary on SmackDown where I think it was like a women's tag team match and then like they had Liv and Zelina on commentary?
oh my god, it was so.
Do you remember?
I erased it from my mind, bro. Now that you're reminding me, I'm like,
wait. And then they were like, you want it, bruh? You want it, bruh? Come at me, bruh. and then they started going to the front, right? And then Pat McAfee say, I thought there was like a stand-up comedy moment right there.
yo,
You remember that?
yes, dude, Pat McAfee has been killing it, lah. Like, how good is he as Corey Graves' replacement? You know?
Yeah.
Like, out of nowhere, like, this is one of those moments where you're like, okay, they did the right thing. Okay, but back to that interaction. This leads me to say that Liv and Zelina, leads me to believe that they are really not quite there yet, because their promo was awful. When they were on commentary, it felt like two schoolgirls going at it. I'm like, what the fuck? What are we, 12?
Yeah, bro. The thing is, they call each other bruh.
You're like, bruh, what's up, bruh? Like,
You want me, bruh? Is that how it is, bruh?
like, no, I couldn't. Maybe the kids like that shit. I don't know. Maybe it's the 40-plus-year-old in me going, this is lame. Oh, I'm an old man thing. I don't know. I thought that was damn bad.
No, bro. 28-year-old me says he's lame also.
It's
so
okay,
fine.
okay. There you, brah. There you go, brah. Let's go, brah. Okay, now looking at the field, right? Asuka's cold, Naomi is not relevant. Alexa Bliss, she doesn't need this. Liv Morgan, Zelina Vega, I don't know what they're doing. Natalia and Tamina, cold, and they don't need this. It makes sense that Nikki won this, right?
Yeah, it does. But the thing is, right now, going forward is what's gonna happen. Like, because I'm not really looking forward to Nikki feuding against the current champion or the Raw Women's Champion. currently.
Yeah.
So I think she has to keep the title for a while.
As in the Money in the Bank, you mean?
Yeah, the Money in the Bank. Yes.
Yeah, hold it to like half a year later. Well, okay, based on what I think is going to happen, she should hold it till after SummerSlam.
You know, but let's all agree that she deserves it.
Oh yeah, no,
Right.
dude, when she won, I legitimately felt happy. Like, I was like, yes, the right person won. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes
Yes,
when you watch
yes.
Money in the Banks and somebody wins, you're like, huh? Like, they're trying to like it was either too obvious or they are trying to troll us. You know what I mean?
Basically, Otis lah. Last
Yeah.
year.
Yes. But this time around, it's like, holy shit, she actually does deserve it. And if she's getting the push she deserves, then I think us as the WWE Universe should be happy lah.
Bro, this is actually her first legit push on the main roster. Yeah, since she's been on the main roster, I remember when she was the most over female on NXT. With the whodunit storyline.
But the question is, can they bring that back? Can they work that same magic now without the Twisted Sister crazy Xiao Zha thing? She's this superhero, like, I don't know, maybe they can bring in Mighty Molly, they can bring in Hurricane.
Yeah, it's like the thing that I'm kind of hopeful is the fact that this superhero gimmick, it was her idea. She was the one that pushed for this gimmick. So
Okay.
I think if she's given the opportunity to run with it, I want it to succeed because it was her idea.
Right. Okay. Let's move on then to the second match of the night. AJ Styles and Omos versus the Viking Raiders. And bro, the Viking Raiders are stone cold, not Steve Austin, just cold, bro. Like, did you hear the crowd cheer for AJ?
Yeah.
Who's supposed to be the heel? And then when the Viking Raiders came out, nothing. I was like, oh
Bro,
no.
The worst part was they played a replay, right?
Yeah.
Of what they did last year
Oh yeah.
before the injury
the stupid stuff with the Street Profits, right?
and all the games and all that kind of stuff.
Yikes.
Bro, those were the things that we tried to forget about the Thunderdome era.
Bro, I think the Viking Raiders need to turn heel.
Do you remember when they won that Battle Royal? Everyone wanted Riddle and Randy to win.
Yeah.
So they are almost like them winning was like a deflating moment.
Yeah. And then now
So that
here,
just proves the fact, lah.
I think their reputation needs rehabilitation right now because they were just cold. Like I was shocked. Like people didn't at least go whoa or something. I was like, there's nothing. There's no reaction to them. And like like wow, it's a shitty feeling. It must be for them and for me as a fan as well. When like Viking Raiders, for example, they make a big comeback move, and they're like, they're so hyped, right? And then the crowd's like,
They were trying though.
They
were
were
really trying.
Okay, and the chemistry was off in a lot of moments. The ref got in the way a few times. And what the fuck are you doing, ref? Get out of the way, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was quite surprised because it was actually a longer match than I expected, actually, in my opinion. I
Okay.
don't know why they were trying to give them so much time.
I think it was AJ trying to build up the match because the match did heat up near the end, but yeah, it felt long because in the middle part, the crowd was not into it at all. There was no. In fact, the crowd was cheering AJ because he's been so charismatic as his heel self. People are actually starting to like him, right?
Yeah.
And the heat hasn't rubbed off on Omos because when Omos comes in, it's also like a bit like bland. The heat.
The thing about Omos is feels like a very awkward dude.
Yeah.
He feels very awkward.
Yeah, you're right. Like it feels a bit Giant Gonzalez-esque. Or Great Khali, slightly better than Great Khali.
Okay. But the thing is, slightly better than Great Khali is a guy who won a championship. So you know that WWE is still gonna push Omos. They're gonna try to make him as highlighted as possible.
Is it because his outfit looks like very bland, or I don't know? Like I'm trying to understand why Omos is not more imposing because he is. He's huge, right? But for some reason he doesn't seem it.
Does he? Is it because he doesn't look that menacing? He looks more like a friendly giant.
Yeah, maybe a friendly giant. Maybe they should just freaking turn face. I feel like AJ Styles can lead this as a face duo and make the Viking Raiders go heel.
I think it's possible. But the thing is, I feel like AJ is so underutilized right now in her role. I know they're trying to put him in the tag team division to build up the tag team, but there's not a lot of tag teams to build up.
No. In fact, AJ is taking all the shine here.
He's almost
trying.
as if like people care about AJ more than the tag team division.
Oh yeah, he's trying his best. Like you can tell he's setting up the match. Like there are moments you can tell. Okay, AJ is calling this whole fucking match, right? Irvin says Omos doesn't act well. That's probably it as well. His acting is sort of, is kind of sus lah. Like I said, the crowd heated up at the end. AJ and Omos won. They got cheered. Vikings slide back down the card.
The thing about Omos is Braun Strowman got fired because they had to make a decision between Omos and Braun Strowman. Yeah. They wanted to keep only one giant, and Braun Strowman cost too much money. Yeah,
but you see, when I look at Braun, he is jacked. He is jacked, right? But Omos is not jacked. He's tall, but he's I mean, I'm not one to critique a person's body lah, but you know what I mean. Like Braun looks like he hits the gym every day. Omos looks like he hits the gym twice a week.
Hey, I feel personally offended.
No, me too.
But I hit the gym twice a week only.
But okay, you know what I mean.
I get it.
Like,
I get it.
Braun
completely.
looks legitimately like in shape, whereas Omos is tall.
Basically, WWE is being cheap lah. WWE can keep a star.
Yeah.
Imagine AJ and Braun. That would have been more interesting.
Yeah.
But then because they want this guy, he got the size. He is malleable. He's still young. We can mold him. And he's cheap.
He's cheap. Yes, that's the thing. He costs less, right?
So basically, he is basically a cheap version of all the monsters that we've had in WWE so far.
Ah, yes. There you go. He has like the Lars Sullivan build, I guess. If I were to compare, they're big, but they're not muscular, I guess. But Lars looks crazier, so he had more of a menacing look. So
this guy just looks like anytime he can break into a smile.
Yeah. So actually, you know what? Why not lean into that? AJ Styles has been funny as his little douchey self. Yeah. Omos, he's a big gentle. Let him be a big gentle giant lah.
Yeah. He reminds me of Professor Hulk.
Oh, okay, yeah, from the comics,
Yeah, smiling, like
Yeah,
he looks big and imposing. But the only thing that makes it funny right now is the fact that every time, AJ has his little man syndrome, and then you see how short he is beside Omos.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? I think moving forward, this is how I would book it. Armchair booking right now. Viking Raiders move away from the title scene and just fuck up every tag team. Just like in brutal fashion. We need to rebuild the Viking Raiders because right now they are like dead.
They need to go basically Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal crazy.
Yeah, and just
Right.
this because they have the look, they have the ability, they have the tag team chemistry. So let them beat up like smaller tag teams on Raw and beat them up in like spectacular fashion.
Eat them alive.
That's right. Okay, let's move on then. Drew McIntyre did a backstage interview, and this is very interesting. I don't want to talk much about the interview and the crowd reaction because I want to talk about that later during the match itself. The interview was alright. He does this thing where he does story time with Drew now, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's okay, he's trying something new, whatever. Bobby Lashley versus Kofi Kingston for the WWE Championship. Pretty much an extended squash, yeah?
Yeah. It was very reminiscent of Cena, Brock Lesnar, SummerSlam 2014.
Yeah.
But the story was the one that kind of it was already coming. Like we knew based on the promo, based on Bobby Lashley trashing his VIP lounge, saying that he had to get serious. This was what's going to be expected.
Yeah, and you know what? It works. I mean, it works for the Hurt Business. It works for MVP and Bobby Lashley. Well, mostly for Bobby Lashley lah, as a dominant heel champion. But it did nothing for Kofi. So I don't know where this leads Kofi. Like, does he turn on Xavier now? Because he's like, okay, I tried the funny hee ha ha gimmick. It's not working for me. It's not winning me matches. I got my ass handed to me. I should take this seriously. Like the whole MVP thing, like what MVP said to Kofi, right?
Do you know why Xavier Woods wasn't there?
Don't know.
Like he wasn't, right? Because I thought he beat up he won by small package against Bobby Lashley last week.
Yeah.
So I thought it would make sense for him to come to the ringside and like rub it in or provide a distraction, I guess. Maybe there was something that I missed.
Yeah, maybe he was legitimately, I don't know. We will have to go and search that out. I don't know. Anyone in chat know what is up with? He probably busy playing video games.
Sure.
They could play this into an angle, like, hey, where were you? And then have Xavier and Kofi feud lah.
And also, I believe it could be a thing where maybe Kofi even told Xavier, like, I need to be able to beat Bobby on by myself.
And then the fact that he
sense.
doesn't and Xavier Woods did could lead to the jealousy and then friction. Then they could fight each other lah. Kofi versus Woods WrestleMania is what Irvin says.
You know what? I'll see that match because that match is pretty dope.
Yeah, it is.
I was watching an interview, right, and they were talking about like their dream opponents. I think New Day's podcast. Kofi Kingston's dream opponent is Shawn Michaels. Xavier Woods' dream opponent is Too Cold Scorpio.
Really?
Very interesting choice, huh?
Yeah. Maybe he's the guy he watched growing up, lah. And I mean, if anybody can be a high flyer like that, it would be Kofi Kingston.
Yeah. And of course, Too Cold Scorpio is quite underrated in the ring, but I remember him as like a really good high flyer in ECW, WCW.
Yeah. He was a high flyer, but he wasn't like a skinny guy. He was kind of work out twice a week type.
A bit more, like maybe 3 times a week.
Okay,
bro. And you know who is Big E's dream opponent?
Who?
Goldberg.
Okay, yeah, not current Goldberg. The less we see of Goldberg, like in this era, the better. Okay.
Yeah. That's okay. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. Okay. Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. Oh boy, this is
surprisingly a very long match.
Yeah, I
had to say
it was a good match. They've had good matches before, like remember WrestleMania, right? But the same result. Charlotte made Rhea tap out, so it almost is like history repeating itself again. It's like, oh, Rhea's on the cusp. Rhea's gonna be the next big. Oh no, sorry, Charlotte takes the title away from her again.
Okay, first things first. I'm happy that they had this match in front of a crowd.
Yes,
because I think that this was the match that they could have had at WrestleMania 36. But the thing is, I'm very curious on the booking of it, like the result of it.
Yeah. Okay, I pretty much can call what's gonna happen lah.
Go for
Okay.
it.
So I don't know if you noticed this, but during the match, what was the crowd chanting?
Becky.
We want Becky. We want Becky, right?
Yeah.
At one point, I don't know if you noticed. I don't know if it was something wrong with my stream or what, but Charlotte flipped off the crowd and the screen
Yep,
went
and
black.
the screen went black. Yep.
Are they censoring? Like, what is going on? Was she not supposed to have flipped off the crowd?
I think she wasn't.
Oh.
But the commentator played out really well though, because what I think it was Corey that said something
Corey,
like,
yeah.
"Oh no, if she's gonna get affected by the crowd, this might affect her ability to win this
Yeah,
match."
they're getting in her head. I mean, look, Corey Graves is so underrated. Like he is the best to me right now in terms of all the commentators on any brand anywhere. Corey Graves is the man because he can call it like a play-by-play if he needs to, and he adds color. He's like he can do everything right now. Oh, she crotch chopped the crowd also.
Ooh.
Yeah. Rhea Charlotte was a surprisingly good match for a match I didn't care about, says Jason. I agree with you 100%. Now,
Yeah.
where does this lead us? To me, this leads us to Becky versus Charlotte at SummerSlam. Obviously.
And then the only way everyone can come home happy is Becky comes back and straight away wins the title back out from Charlotte.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't even hate the fact that we are seeing a feud that has happened before because, like we mentioned, I think a few episodes ago, did they have their one-on-one blow off at on a big stage? No, right? Remember at WrestleMania it was a triple threat. So SummerSlam, we've talked about it too. They are aiming for this to be the WrestleMania because it's finally back in front of a live crowd, right?
Yeah.
So
Becky hasn't been in scenes since it's going on a year.
No, but Becky has been trolling. Do you notice?
Yes.
She's been like, she will post on Instagram, "Oh, I hope nobody falls off the ladder." Like, and it's a picture of her in front of the arena. So it's like she knows she's playing the game lah. She knows that she's making a return at some point. It's just about when. And SummerSlam feels like the right time.
Have you seen a recent photo of her working out?
Yeah. Oh, dude, she is in great shape.
She looks like she works out 7 times a week.
Yeah. No, maybe more. Fucking twice a day.
Bro, she got half day is mama duties, the other half she become beast mode.
Yeah. Or
Damn, man.
either that or Seth Rollins also doing the other half while she's working out. I don't know. Maybe the baby works out with them. Who the hell knows? That baby is going to be a wrestling superstar.
The baby is gonna burn it down.
Can you imagine the baby comes out and then a future, I'm talking about like 12 years in the future, Lacey Evans comes out. Who's your mommy?
Oh my god.
Ladder match for the baby's custody.
What if the baby, right, looks like CrossFit Jesus, but then got red hair instead of black hair?
Why not, right? But yeah, I mean, this is like quite obvious to me, but it's the type of obvious that I want to see.
Yeah. Certain things are very obvious. And we have to talk about what's going to happen at the end because that's also what's obvious, but we love seeing it as well.
Absolutely. So there you go. Like I said, most likely it will be Becky versus Charlotte. Rhea moves off into the background. Nikki, okay, maybe, I don't know. Maybe, like, when is SummerSlam, bro? Like, what month?
SummerSlam. It's in August, right? So it should be somewhere 3rd week of August.
So it's quite soon already,
Yeah, it's less than a month away.
Okay, no, that means if Becky is going to be headlining with Charlotte, she needs to make her return on Raw like
ASAP, tomorrow.
Yeah. And that's probably the reason why she didn't return here. Well, I mean, later on there's a bigger return, and they didn't want to overshadow that return. So okay, it makes sense then. So Becky returns on Raw, challenges. Then Nikki just holds on to the title or jumps to SmackDown and challenges Bianca Belair.
I will keep Nikki on Raw. I feel like Nikki should have before she competes for the title, I want her to have a long rivalry with Alexa Bliss.
Oh yeah, they need to settle that. Huh? They are former friends, and now they are different versions of themselves.
Yeah, and think about it, Nikki is this superhero, and isn't Alexa Bliss like the biggest looking villain?
Yes, you're right. It's a perfect like superhero, like a Marvel story playing out.
It's perfect. I think it's perfect. And also the best part about all that is they can play so much on their different history.
Yes.
Maybe Alexa Bliss can try to draw out the twisted sister in her and like remember that Nikki.
yeah.
Let that Nikki play.
As long as they don't do hypnosis shit, play the mind games, bring up history, yes, that's great stuff. But not the like, what the fuck is that? Anyway, Jason says we should try Becky's workout on Sheamus's YouTube channel. It's insane. Okay, bro, let's do a YouTube video. Mr. Young and Foreign, try Becky Lynch's workout on Sheamus's channel.
Oh dear God. Okay, we need to have a girl with us because that will show the huge difference.
What do you mean? We probably can't do Becky Lynch's workouts, bro.
I know, that's why it will be ironic because if the girls are the one that is killing the worker and all of us are dying, I think that makes a lot of sense.
We need to find somebody. Okay, so moving on then. Oh, by the way, Charlotte making Rhea tap out. Ooh.
Okay, I mean,
Anyway.
on the context of the story, like she had that whole incident at the ringside where they kick her leg against the post. Okay, that makes sense for her to quit, and she didn't want to tap out. And if you realize, you see the reaction right after she tapped out, she was really mad with herself.
Yeah.
So I think it's the story that they're trying to tell is that she is great, but she's not on the level of Charlotte yet. And the commentators was kept repeating that throughout the match.
If anything, it makes the crowd even more pissed off at Charlotte because Charlotte has a habit of taking the title from our young up and comers, right? All right, let's move on to me, the best match of the night, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Okay, Kevin Owens, Riddle, Shinsuke Nakamura. Ricochet, John Morrison, Big E, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre.
Can we talk about what happened before the match started? Even at the backstage,
it was funny lah. But I feel bad for Shinsuke. Like he is being overshadowed by Boogs and his entrance already. Like
I would disagree to a certain extent because yes. Books is the personality guy, right?
Yeah.
But if you see do you see the facials on Shinsuke when they were playing the song?
And then he did the Randy Orton pose.
And it was and all three of them were like into it. And then like
Kevin Owens like, what the fuck? Like, what?
It felt like a very modern damn segment.
Oh, right. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, look, Riddle is comedy gold right now. And it shows the crowd freaking love. Okay. To me, who are the four big pops when they came out for the match, right? It was Riddle. Mm-hmm. It was surprising but not surprising, John Morrison.
He got Johnny Drip Drip.
Yeah, Johnny Drip Drip has been one of my favorite things on Raw recently. And I guess the WWE Universe agrees, right? They find him entertaining. Mm-hmm. You know,
they even chanted Johnny Drip Drip.
Yes, they did. So I'm like, holy shit, dude, just give him a title run lah. You know, like fuck, man, he deserves
him a US title or something, right?
I want main title, bro. Like even if he had like a Miz type run where he won the title for one night, I'd be so happy. Like he deserves it. You know, Big E, huge pop. Mm-hmm. He is 1,000% over, and Seth Rollins, but Seth Rollins because he's like that. It's like the respect thing lah. I think the universe respects him.
What about Drew McIntyre's reaction?
See, this is the thing. This is the same thing. That's why I didn't want to bring it up during his interview, but I heard boos. When Drew came out, it was half-half. It's like the John Cena effect almost, but not as strong. So, but here's the thing. I don't understand why.
Yeah. So the thing is, right? He's not being push or shove down our throats.
Yeah, it's not like a John Cena where he just got a little bit overbearing. Like Drew has been okay lah. Like, you know, so I wonder if it's a Texas thing. Maybe Texans don't like swords.
No lah. I believe it's more of a audience being fickle thing.
Okay, yeah.
They wanted so much of Drew to succeed, and then when Drew succeeded, okay lah, they're done. I want to go to the next best thing already. So I think even though yes, I heard a bit of boos, but overwhelmingly it's still cheers. Yeah. Like when he came on screen, the crowd did cheer for him when he mentioned Fort Worth. Cheap pop. He got the cheers. And if of course when you watch the match, who interfered?
Jinder.
and his goons, right?
Don't
So-
hinder the Jinder, bro. Yeah, like I guess one member of Indoshare is injured, so you got one Indoshare and one other the other fella from I don't know.
Veer.
I don't. They just grab random dudes and put them together. It's like, okay, they are a faction, and yeah, they beat up Drew McIntyre. I'm not surprised, and like we talked about before, lah. This is what Drew needs to do. He can't be challenging for the title again and again and again. He needs to slide down the card a bit. We were hoping he will go up against Sheamus, but I guess it is Jinder that's gonna get the feud.
And I think this will work out well for Drew because Drew is out of the title picture. The crowd won't get sick of him now because he's going back to the mid card somehow.
Yeah.
But I still consider him a star.
Oh yeah,
I still consider him a star.
no doubt. Oh, they changed up his intro a bit. Usually he shoves the sword into the platform. This time they put a rock. And I don't know, the stone looked like fucking styrofoam, yeah. It looks so bad.
They want to stack King Otter.
Yeah. Like I'm like, what the fuck is that? And couldn't their prop department make something look a little bit more legit?
I mean, this is the same department that came out with Randy Orton's Titantron and make the snake look like a piece of shit. So, you know what I mean?
Okay, to be fair, their AR effects are getting better. They are. But this one is a prop problem. So anyway, that is just a minor quibble. The match itself, okay. Here we go.
Who were the biggest show stealers of this match? In your opinion?
No surprise. To me, it was Johnny Drip Drips. Actually, here's the thing. The only person who didn't shine was Shinsuke. Everybody else shone, I feel. Don't you feel that? Like everyone had their moments. Oh, I think we hit a bit of lag, so we have Foreign looking like he's taking a nap. Okay, no, we're back. We're back.
Again?
So
okay,
yeah, we're good. But like I said, like the only person who didn't have like a moment, I feel, was Shinsuke.
Ricochet was amazing.
Yep.
John Morrison and Ricochet did crazy shit. Owens is consistently over.
Yeah. He's that guy who's like, even if he's not involved in any bullshit, he's still over.
Yeah, he's like by default over it. It's like even when he's not doing anything, I feel like the crowd is behind him 100%.
Yeah.
And like I guess having the stunner is an easy way to get a pop.
Yeah, and see, that's why he didn't need to win. Like he literally does not need the Money in the Bank. He can be slotted into the title picture at any time, right? That suplex that KO took onto the side of the ladder. That's the first time I've seen a spot like that. That looked painful as fuck. I cringed. I was like, oh.
That looked like it can break. That looked like a Mortal Kombat fatality.
Yeah, bro. Okay, he took 2 ladder bumps. One was over the top onto the ladder that was propped like a bridge to the announcer's table. That one I didn't cringe because that spot has been done before. But the one to the side of the ladder, that one looked painful to me because there was like literally no give, right? So to me, that one was like I actually recoiled.
My favorite thing about this match is Riddle playing the part of Randy Orton and giving everyone RKOs.
Yes. I mean, like, he probably has Randy's blessing. And actually, do we know why Randy is away? Is he just taking time off?
I think he's just taking time off.
Okay, good lah. I mean, when he comes back, then he can have words with Riddle. They can do their whole RKO bro thing again.
Yeah.
That top rope plancher that Drew did onto everybody. Wasn't that very Undertaker-esque to see a big guy clear the top rope like that?
Yeah. That's the thing. I think Drew McIntyre is so underappreciated because he has such a great size. He can move like crazy.
He can do flippy shit.
If he needs to, because I think growing up in this indies generation, right? I feel like this is my opinion that the WWE Universe is turning their back on Drew McIntyre. And if I was Drew McIntyre, you know what I would do?
Turn heel?
I would turn Bret Hart 97 heel.
Oh. What? Then what? Only the European fans are. She's like, the people of America, they're trash. I fight for Europe.
You know what? That will actually make the entire UK audience and everyone in Scotland all cheer for him, sia.
Actually, why not? And they are going to the UK soon. Can you imagine?
They are. Okay, hear me out, bro.
Yeah.
Remember when Bret Hart turned heel, right? When he turned heel, he was so sick and tired. Like he was saying that everyone's pushing him down.
Yep.
Everyone knows that he's the best. That he's the best. That was blah blah blah. He called Vince McMahon a piece of shit. Blah blah blah. Right? I think that one day, okay, maybe if Jinder Mahal in his rivalry, right, with Drew, keep saying that for all the hard work that you put in, look at where that got you. The crowd doesn't appreciate you. I was there for you when you were at your lowest, or that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And then Drew McIntyre, like, I think he wins that rivalry, but then he thinks about it. He's like, yeah, I think he's right. So he comes out one day on Raw, sits down in the middle of the ring, put a chair, and says that, I'm sick of all of you American fans. You American fans.
Was that your Scottish accent?
I have no idea what accent. I was trying my best, bro.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't mind seeing that. Like, he's played a heel before. He's a very effective heel. And now you have an added wrinkle of, the fans have kind of turned on him for some strange reason. So, yeah, bring back the old 97 Bret Hart, America versus Canada. Only this time it's America versus Europe.
And Drew McIntyre is the best of all the worlds. He has a bit of Bret Hart's, like, stoicness, that vibe. He has a bit of the sexiness of Razor Ramon and Kevin Nash.
Yeah. Actually, now I never even thought of it, but he can definitely pull this off. Okay, we'll write.
He can because I think he has, and the crowd will appreciate it.
Yes, I think so. And, us older fans will appreciate the throwback as well. So, okay, there's another spot then. Let's move on. Ricochet getting pushed off the ladder, jumping off the top rope, front flip onto the wrestlers. Like, holy shit. Like, the dude is essentially a walking highlight reel. I just hope, I hope that after Money in the Bank is over, he doesn't just fall right down the card again. And just disappear.
I honestly hope he challenges Sheamus and gets that US title. But that was what he was going towards, right?
Yeah. Well, and then the Money in the Bank showed up, and then he had a series of matches with John Morrison, and they were both like doing spectacular shit every week. Like, every week there was a highlight from Johnny Drip Drip and Ricochet, right? So hopefully that, like I said, this showcase of Ricochet doesn't just end after Money in the Bank.
I agree. Someone on commentary said that I think he's a real life superhero.
Yeah. No, but that was his gimmick when he first debuted on Raw. Right?
It is, but I think somewhere along the lines, like, maybe they underplayed it. But this is the thing that should make him the new Jeff Hardy, the new resident high flyer in WWE.
I think it's a promo problem. Like, he doesn't cut good promos. I think it's like Jeff Hardy didn't have to cut good promos because he, in that era, the late 90s, early 2000s, that vibe was the in vibe, the whole grunge, like, hey, I don't care, I'm an artist, yo. I don't
have to say anything.
Yeah. I'm just who I am. I'm a poet. You know what I mean, right? Where's that?
Why does it feel like a James Franco character?
Yeah, a bit like that, right? And he just has to do his whatever the fuck this is, and that doesn't work now. He's completely not over now. Like, where the hell was he? But Ricochet is not that guy. He doesn't have that vibe. Ricochet is just a very normal, a bit vanilla, but he can do amazing things. So I don't know.
He's a bit like.
Fuck, have him go and team up with Nikki Ash then. How about that?
It's like a nice guy. Like they should mixed tag team match. So both resident superheroes.
And then bring up his real life girlfriend, Casey Catanzaro, and then they can all do flippy shit.
Also a ninja warrior.
Yeah, and she does a lot of flippy shit, so she can do superhero looking stuff. They have a superhero faction.
Sounds perfect, bro.
Okay, it might get cheesy though. I will say that. So, let's see, what else do we have? Okay, lots of holy shit moments. I appreciate what WWE is doing in that they're not bringing out 10,000 tables, ladders, chairs, barbed wire, exploding rings, chainsaws, whatever not. You know what I mean? Like, AEW, even if they have a ladder match, everything comes out. Like, they're moving away from that whole nonsense because it takes away from the fact that this is a ladder match, So what's the difference between a ladder match and a no holds barred match if everything also come out?
Yeah.
Like,
I like that they stayed to the gimmick, just stayed to that one prop.
Yeah, like, okay, like, you bring out one chair, that's fine, but they didn't at all. They just used the ladder, and the ladder itself, like we talk about for Hell in a Cell, like, you don't need ladders and tables in Hell in a Cell because the cell is supposed to be the gimmick, is the deadly weapon, So I appreciated the fact that WWE didn't try to go all out. They just worked within the confines of, okay, let's just use ladders, and they were creative about it.
And also, I appreciate the fact that the fans return during Money in the Bank, where it is one of the most interactive pay-per-views. It's the easiest to get fan support and fan pops.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you want to go do your oh my god moments, this is like the perfect pay-per-view for it.
Yep. Okay, then talking about oh my god moments, the pop at the end when Big E climbed the ladder, and like this is, I mean, kudos to them, man. It's like of all the people here, Big E I think needed it the most.
I was a bit worried for Big E because after WrestleMania for a couple of months there, he was getting cold, right?
Yeah. Well, in terms of like the storyline lah, but I think the WWE Universe has been chomping at the bit to cheer for Big E already.
Yeah. I mean, they wanted to cheer for him. They just didn't want him to fight Apollo Crews how many times in a week?
Well, that's the thing. They also didn't have the chance to cheer for him because A, he was like mid-card stuff, and B, it was the Thunderdome era, so there was no real cheers, right? But now it's like an official stamp. Yes, he is over, and I hope this is a signal to the WWE story writers and the brass that Big E is ready for that main event push right now, because that pop was massive. Like, and it wasn't just like a pop at the end where he wins and then it dies down. No, it was a sustained pop. Like every time he posed on the top turnbuckle with the Money in the Bank briefcase on top of the ladder again, the crowd popped again. So we want, the WWE Universe wants Big E in that spot.
And it's crazy because WWE, they are building new stars, right?
Oh, okay. We got a bit of that lag.
So this is...
Okay, I think what we need to do is...
Because everyone wants him to succeed.
Yes, that's right. Okay, we're getting quite a few pockets of lag here, foreign. So like, you're just cutting in and out. So I don't know if we can get you to finish your thought without the internet yeeting itself into oblivion. But I agree with you that...
No.
Yeah, I agree with you that Big E definitely deserves this spot right now. And where we will see them go, here's the problem I have though. Like, in terms of the SmackDown main event, he's not going to figure into it. Not until SummerSlam, right? So it's another case, just like Nikki, he either holds it on till later or he moves to Raw.
I like them where they are right now. I think they should both keep their Money in the Bank for the time being. Let it play out.
Yeah. Give it time, let it marinate. Let people forget that they have the Money in the Bank. Those are the best cash-ins, right?
Yeah. The best, like they say, is always when they hold it for so long, and then when you least expect it, boom,
it happens.
They cash it in.
Yeah. So I mean, Big E's over. That's all I have to say. This to me was the best match of the night. Like, I felt spots entertained. I cheered. I jumped up and down at the end. I felt good that Big E won. You know.
Yeah. Wrestling feels so much to watch now.
Yeah, so much better to watch. 100%. Then we have Seth Rollins in the backstage doing a little bit of a segment, and this was when I was like, okay, there is more to this. Like, I feel right there and then I felt like it's going to be Seth Rollins versus Edge lah. It's quite obvious already, and there's nothing wrong with it. I want to see Seth Rollins versus Edge for SummerSlam, right? And now we move on to the main event of the evening. Edge versus Roman Reigns, the Universal Championship. Biggest pop of the night, Edge. Biggest heel heat of the night, Roman. So yeah, the main event is the main event. It's supposed to, like, you have the right people closing out the show.
Yeah, you really have the main guys in WWE right now. And you know what I like?
Yeah.
We haven't had enough chance to hear this new Roman Reigns Final Boss team in front of like the audience.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying how much the audience is enjoying the song.
Yeah, they're into it, right?
Yeah, correct. So I really enjoyed the entrances. I think it felt like a real big match feel.
Okay, so the match itself, it's a good match. I mean, at this point, Edge, like, he's not like a Daniel Bryan type technical worker, I wouldn't say, but he knows how to tell a story.
He's a very WWE performer.
Yes.
In the ring.
Yeah, not like the indie style, but it is a good sort of like storytelling match. You know, they went through the paces. They had the whole crossface with the bar over the mouth again. The Usos try to get involved. Mysterios get involved. And then Seth Rollins gets involved. Screws Edge over. And Roman Reigns wins. So, okay. So, on the one hand, you continue your Usos versus Mysterios feud. You have Seth Rollins set up for a feud with Edge, presumably into SummerSlam, where that will be one of the big main events.
Yep.
Yeah, and yeah, Edge doesn't need the title, so him winning made no sense whatsoever. Roman Reigns retains the title, and then the big one. Okay. Da, 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 da. Nobody came out because you can't see him. No, I'm kidding. Okay, this to me shows you like how loyal and how appreciative John Cena is to the company that made him, because he could have come back before SummerSlam and promoted Fast and Furious. Like, he came back not to promote Fast and Furious. You realize that?
Yep. The thing about this return, right? It's actually great timing.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember when everyone was asking, is he coming back for WrestleMania? He said he can't because he's filming, right?
Yeah.
And then he basically missed the boatload on publicity for Fast 9, because now like the Fast 9 already kind of in the rear view. That was like more to June and July.
Yeah.
So he really free up his space, right? And he did promise like Chris Van Vliet and like some of the other people interviewing that it's not if he will come back, it's when he will come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pop was insane. It was like, wow, right? Let me read the comments right now. Yes, John Cena has a stronger family now. I'm surprised he didn't come in with Dominic Toretto. We only got Dominic Mysterio. Bro, I think you are like, okay. Then our next project on Kick to the Gut is.
Can you hear me?
Oh gosh. Our next project on Kick to the Gut will be to crowdfund you a better internet connection. Maybe some like friggin' like, you know, LAN cables and shit. We'll do that.
Guys, please buy me a new studio so I can get my shit in, man. Get my shit. Okay, wait.
Bro.
Can you hear me now?
Jason, interestingly enough, says that the main event was slow and ZZ. Do you agree with that?
The pace was very deliberate.
Yeah.
For me, I liked it because I like that they made it like a big match where there was filling out process.
It's a story.
Like boom.
It's a storytelling match, like I said. You know, let's face it, Roman Reigns and Edge, they are not known to be tacticians that will be reversing each other 10,000 times, flying here or flying there. You know, there
was something very funny, right, about the kick out. Do you see that one part where there wasn't any referee?
Oh yeah. And then go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. You go ahead.
So anyway, it is what it is. That's why I put the Money in the Bank match as the number one match. But this one, just for the twists and turns and the story they told, this one has to be the second best match of the night, right? And like I said, this sets up John Cena versus Roman Reigns for the title at SummerSlam. I don't think John Cena needs to win the title. He's way beyond that. But if anything, it builds Roman Reigns even bigger for the eventual person to take the title off of Roman Reigns, whether it be Big E or whoever else.
But John Cena winning means he will win his first ever Universal title. And that is something probably the company would want on the history books, right? John Cena winning a Universal Championship.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure. If they put Goldberg with the title, I'm sure they are like, okay, I need to have at least John Cena on the title, right?
But like, I'm feeling like John Cena at this point in his career would say no, and he's a big enough of a name to respected enough that they will listen to it. Whereas Goldberg, you know, he's like, okay I win shook also. You know what I mean? It's like two very different people we're talking about here. Goldberg is just there for the paycheck and for the recognition. And if he wins the title, they're like, you are winning. He'll probably say, okay. He's not thinking about, is this good for business? Whereas I feel like Cena would. He's that guy. And hate him all you want. Cena sucks all you want. I think history has shown that he is a company man through and through. He loves the company.
Yeah, I agree as well. It's just that will probably make it not as obvious. Like, because right now the problem with Roman Reigns is that it's almost too predictable. We know he's gonna win every time because we like that he's good. But yeah, we have to create some sort of like vagueness and like whether this might be his victory and that kind of thing.
Bro, then hear me out. John Cena wins at SummerSlam, wins the title. Big E cashes in and becomes the champ.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome as well.
Yeah.
Either way, build new stars, man. Why not? Why build one when you can build two new stars?
Exactly. Or Roman Reigns beats John Cena. John Cena gives the mega rub to Roman Reigns. Then you want your twist? Big E cashes in on Roman Reigns and wins the title.
Well, both ways work. Or they want to save Big E versus Roman Reigns and next year's WrestleMania also can.
See, that's the problem. I don't know if that's a WrestleMania match. I don't know if and you know that they're trying to get The Rock as well, right? Like The Rock versus Roman Reigns doesn't need a title on the line.
The Rock versus Roman Reigns needs to be WrestleMania 33 at LA. That's very obvious, yeah.
So that is a match that will happen. It doesn't need the title. So Big E can feud with somebody else, and there you go.
Well, but one thing we can agree on, John Cena appearing at the end of Money in the Bank makes us look forward to this week's wrestling.
Oh, yes, 100%. Now, he's probably going to be on SmackDown, not on Raw. And it's a good, like I said, it's a good thing for him to show up on Money in the Bank because that's that one big return, right? Tomorrow night on Raw, you got Becky Lynch making her big return. And then
hopefully.
I mean, it has to be already. And they have no time to build this storyline if not for that.
They got one more return that they can be making, or they have been kind of hinting at, right?
Who?
Goldberg.
Fuck off, lah. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody. He will get booed out of the building. Fuck off with Goldberg.
Goldberg versus Lashley. Let's go.
No, I don't want to see that. Like Brock with his new ponytail and everything. I'd rather see that.
Yeah, I rather. So, oh my god, if Brock turns up tomorrow, right, to confront Lashley, I can't wait.
I'm calling it now. It has to be Becky Lynch. She needs a few weeks to rebuild the whole storyline with Charlotte. I mean, to be fair, they can just bring up their old rivalry. So you don't actually need to build up that much. But to me, it's like, okay, go in there, kick off Raw with a bang, Becky Lynch comes back. And then on SmackDown, John Cena shows up.
Holy shit. Okay, you know what? That will put WWE into hype mode and make people excited for SummerSlam. And that's all what we all want, right?
Exactly. Like to be honest, I was the whole time thinking who could show up? Because, you know, who was it who did an interview? I think it was Vince McMahon who said, watch out for surprises. Now that we are back in front of a live crowd, we are going to throw the surprises at you hard and heavy. And I was, in my mind, as I was taking a shower, I was watching the match. I was taking a shower, by the way. I know, mental images. Sorry, everybody, for putting that image in your head because I had to prepare for the show, you know? I actually watched the main event late. Actually, I watched the whole pay-per-view late because I started at 8:20, but I started from the start, so I was 20 minutes late. So when you sent me holy shit on WhatsApp, I was like, fuck, somebody's going to make a... Thank goodness you didn't say who. Okay.
No, of course not.
But I was 20 minutes behind. So while I was taking a shower, I was like, who could it be that made Foreign say holy shit? I'm like, it can't be The Rock. I doubt it's The Rock, right? He's too big of a star now. I was running through every single permutation, like who could it be? Could it be Goldberg, Stone Cold Steve Austin? You know, like,
Kevin Nash.
Fuck off, like Kevin Nash. And then he shows up on the Broken Skull sessions, right? And because it was during the main event already, but I hadn't gotten to the end of the main event yet. So, okay, it has to be a male superstar. Then I was like, could it be John Cena? I'm like, and like I said, he's such a company man. I'm like, it must be John Cena. And it was lah.
Did it feel a bit like too good to be true when you talk about John Cena? Or you was like, yeah, actually that makes sense?
Yeah, no, it felt both. It felt it's too good to be true. He's like Hollywood guy right now, Fast 9.
Yeah, Fast and
but
Furious.
Like I said, it makes sense because from all the interviews I've heard, John Cena is like, he loves the business and he will come back at a drop of a hat if Vince McMahon was like, I need you.
Yeah,
The
I
Rock,
think so.
yeah, The Rock has kind of moved on. I'm not saying The Rock has turned his back on the wrestling business. No, he's just so big that If he comes back,
Yeah.
it has to be WrestleMania or something bigger.
He is too big for this business even.
Yeah, but he hasn't. I don't think he's ever turned his back on the business. So
Yeah. I think why John Cena coming back is so amazing is that he is fresh off of such high visibility being in F9. Not everyone and their mother know who John Cena is, even if they didn't know him before this.
bro,
Right?
he's family.
Yeah, bro. I want him to drive a fucking car into SummerSlam.
Bro.
You know, like his WrestleMania entrance.
Yeah. Bro, have Vin Diesel drive the car, bro, to the ring with him.
Bro, have Vin Diesel at ringside with the rest of the F9 cars.
Yeah,
Why
and
not?
all like family. Yo. No, you know what they should do? Okay, this one they need stunt drivers. Film, like, you remember, like, who was it? Bad Bunny had like this thing where he filmed the entire intro before he came out, right?
Yeah.
Like, do some F9 shit where he's like, you know, like in the F9 movie, like, where he's like jumping into cars, going at high speed and shit. Do that, and then he comes out.
Yeah, I you know what? WWE would do that. I think
Yeah.
Vince McMahon would love to do that. Like, build up the hype, make
Yeah.
this a mega match. Bro, this is the kind of thing, right? That people, long time, like, casual fans or lapsed fans will hear, like, hey, John Cena's back. Okay,
Yeah.
I want to watch that.
Hell yeah.
This is probably it.
And then tie it into his whole F9 gimmick and everything, right? And just have him fucking appear like a superhero in SummerSlam. This is your main event of SummerSlam right here. The last match. John Cena versus Roman Reigns.
There is one more movie that not everyone remembers, or maybe it might have slipped our mind, but there's also another movie coming out that he could be promoting as well.
What movie is that?
Suicide Squad, right?
Oh, right, yes, he is in Suicide Squad.
Which comes out in August.
Okay, yeah, this makes a lot of sense then. He is, what's his name already? The Peacemaker or something like that?
Yeah, Peacemaker. So he's basically in between movies. So I think his hype for SummerSlam comes right in time as he is probably doing press for Peacemaker.
Oh my god, so this is just perfect timing. And
Yeah,
the
perfect
WWE are jumping up and down, probably like, yes. You know, people will ask him about his involvement with Roman Reigns and SummerSlam. This is just all brilliant. Perfect.
And if you think about it, WWE hasn't had a star of the caliber since like probably Hulk Hogan, where Hulk Hogan did movies, came back, did a wrestling pay-per-view.
Rock
Because
lah.
you can't you can consider The Rock, but Rock wasn't like back and forth doing movies since like Scorpion King.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
go movies, go back wrestling, go movie, go back wrestling, right?
Yeah. Like,
But-
The Rock had left completely to concentrate on movies.
Yeah, while John Cena, I feel like maybe he need 1-2 years away to establish himself in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And now that he has his big project, I think he will be that kind of guy where he will go back and forth for WWE and try to make both work at
Yeah.
the same time.
Yeah. Well, hey, shit. Like I said, much mad respect to John Cena, man.
Yeah. I'm so happy, man. I'm giddy as a wrestling fan. I hope
Yeah.
you guys as well are.
Bro, okay. Is it just me? Though, like, I try to watch AEW religiously and WWE, right? I haven't been this hyped about AEW returning back to the fans, but that now that what we've seen on Money in the Bank, like, I'm way more hyped about WWE returning to the fans.
But it's good. It's good. I like that. You know, some months we are super into AEW, some months we are super into WWE. Because I feel like AEW had a good match in terms of the coffin match, in my opinion.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, I feel like they are still on a holding pattern. They will only start getting like crazy hype once like, okay, maybe they're 2-3 weeks away from All Out.
Yeah.
And like, the matches are there. Because I think right now, they have to go through the whole month of August before they build up the All Out hype. So I'm fine. Like, in the meantime, there's nothing much happening in AEW. I can focus on WWE.
It's just a great time for us wrestling fans, like, basically.
Yeah. And, some people who are into Impact Wrestling, they might be hyped about Jay White and Kenny Omega. So yeah, give it to them.
All three of them.
I haven't even been catching up on New Japan stuff, man. I'm pretty sure now they are having their G1 climax.
Is
but
it? Bro,
yeah, but I'm so hyped to catch up.
there's not enough time, lah. At the end of the day, if you want to be a true wrestling nerd, right, you essentially will have to give up everything else. You're not going to be watching your Netflix shows. You're not going to be watching Disney Plus shows. You're not going to be playing video games because you will have no fucking time.
You're not going to have any existent love life as well.
Yeah, no love life. Your work it will suffer. So it's like, I mean, we try our best. We try our best, right?
Yeah, we try our best. We try our best. I mean, even if we disappear for 1 week and what, please know that will be here. We always intend to be here when we can.
Absolutely. So there you go. What was your score in terms of like? I mean, now that the crowd is back, right? Obviously, all scores will be higher, lah. Like I would give Money in the Bank like an 8 out of 10.
I would give Money in the Bank, in my opinion, like A minus. A minus.
Oh, okay, even higher, right? Someone in chat gave it a O, as in, oh my god. I think it was Edison. That's quite funny. Yeah. Hey guys, give us your score for Money in the Bank, all right? Upon 10, upon 5, letter grade, whatever it is, we want to hear. 9 upon 10, says Irvin.
Before we wrap up as well, please tell us like what's your thoughts, final thoughts, overall grades, and what is the match that you want to see at SummerSlam? What are the matchups that you want to see at SummerSlam? Because obviously John Cena, Roman Reigns seems to be happening, Seth Rollins' age. But what other matchups would you want to see?
Bro, Becky Lynch versus Charlotte. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah. Natalia and Tamina versus nobody cares.
The Mysterios versus the Usos in a ladder match.
Actually, why not? If it's a ladder match, shit. Who else? Jiren, how you doing, by the way? Thank you so much for dropping by chat. Jiren says 10 out of 10, A+++.
Nice. Jiren, I'm sorry you missed most of the show. We're probably wrapping up now. But like SummerSlam, please watch it on replay.
Yes. This is definitely one of those, like, you know, here in Singapore, we watch it at 8 a.m. in the morning, which can be tough. You know, you're either tired or you're in the middle of work. I did not once nod off or like get distracted. I was glued. Like, and it's been a feeling I haven't had for a long time when it comes to wrestling. I want to do something else. I want to get distracted. I look at my phone. No, I was glued to this the entire way through.
Yeah, I felt the same way. It felt like a party at home, man. I got Mac breakfast. I had like hot Milo.
Yes.
I was blasting the audio very loud at home.
Nice.
It's perfect, bro. I'm happy that wrestling is back.
Muhammad Daniel says Big E cash in on the WWE title on this is what I mentioned as well, on Bobby Lashley, right?
That would be good.
Yeah,
that would be good.
No, like, I think what needs to happen, like Foreign brought up earlier, they just hold on to the titles for a while. Just milk it for a while, you know?
Yeah, build them up. They have no rush. They have no rush as well, bro.
Like there's so many storylines unfolding as well. Let the big storylines, like the SummerSlam storylines, unfold first. Then you can have your moments, you know?
Do you know who I want that needs love, bro? That I hope they don't forget?
Who?
Somebody that's left off the card today, bro.
Left off Jeff Hardy.
No, not. I mean, Jeff Hardy, a bit like gone case. Like, no.
Oh,
I hope they do not misuse Cesaro.
Hey. What happened to Cesaro, huh? How come he wasn't in the... Oh, wait, he lost to Seth, that's right.
Cesaro didn't qualify because he lost to Seth.
Yeah, bro.
And then he had a disqualification loss to the Alpha Academy.
Bro, he's sliding down. It's now Cesaro versus Otis. That's the feud.
Bro, that is sad, bro. So that's why I said I hope they don't forget about Cesaro. At least give him the IC championship, at least. How about that? Let him fight Apollo.
Keith Lee, Irvin says. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, we thought Keith Lee would return. So who knows when he's going to return, right? But Cesaro. Honestly, I don't know where to put him even. The WWE roster, like we've talked about, right, is so stacked with talent right now. It's quite difficult.
You know who I want to appear at SummerSlam?
Who?
Cardi B.
Oh my god, yes. Cardi B, who was in F9 as well, by the way.
Cardi B, whose theme song is a theme song for SummerSlam, by the way.
There you go. So, Referee Ryan,
give me the mainstream hype.
We need that mainstream hype, and we know that that's gonna happen lah. So, Referee Ryan suggests that maybe Keith Lee can return tomorrow. Like I said, I don't think so. It's gonna be Becky Lynch's return. It's gonna be big. We can only handle one big return.
We shall see. Well, either way, I think WWE is on an upward trajectory. I think the hype coming out of Money in the Bank is pretty dope. I think most of you guys enjoyed the show, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show because we did.
Yeah, we 100% did. And please, You know, if you haven't watched it, this is one of those pay-per-views that is definitely worth watching, even though most of the stuff we already spoiled in terms of returns and whatnot, but do it. Oh my god, Irvin says Cardi B and Hit Row. Hey, did you see that performance that they did on NXT?
Nice.
That cipher,
It
that
did like
like
some sort of like cipher, yeah.
yeah, it was so awesome.
I did.
Like, I love how they're leaning into that and making that a whole thing. All of a sudden, Hit Row. Like, remember when Swerve was the good guy, like Isaiah Scott? He was playing face and he was like fresh meat baby face and he had zero
very
personality, very bland.
Yeah.
And now he's
Yeah.
all of a sudden like, did they just look at these guys? They probably rap on the side, right? They're like, okay, you know what? You guys all one faction. Because maybe they were backstage all rapping together.
So I heard that Isaiah has been making music on the side for a long time.
Okay.
He
there
like
you
a
go.
bit like Leo Rush like that.
But
Yeah,
Leo
so okay.
Leo Rush could have been their hype man, but no, now they got that shit. So yeah, sorry for the sidetrack, but it is definitely, you know, exciting times once again.
Yeah. And you know what's the best part? This week's episode actually flew by faster than I thought.
Oh yeah, right.
I think we just focus on SummerSlam and we focus on Money in the Bank and we're right to the point. So I guess it's good.
Exactly, right? So I tell you what, everybody, thanks so much for hanging out in the chat. And if you're listening to this after the fact, well, thank you for downloading the podcast. As always, you can slide into our DMs on Facebook, on Instagram. If you haven't subscribed to us on YouTube, please do that. Help hit the like button for us as well. Drop a like. And spread the word, spread the gospel of Kick to the Gut. And of course, join us every Monday as we do the live stream. And if you can't make it, don't worry. You can listen to the podcast.
And also, Mr. Young, and also the rest of you guys, I apologize for this weird ass lag.
No worries. We'll
we
figure
will-
out. We need to get you a wired connection. That's what, you know, needs to happen. But bro, advance Selamat Hari Raya Haji to you.
Thanks, bro. We will abide by the COVID rules as Straits Times told us to.
Oh my god, don't get me started on that insensitivity, bro. Like what? No,
That one will save it for
bro,
another episode.
this is a different type of podcast, okay? Everybody, please abide. Everybody in Singapore abide by the COVID rules, okay? The new measures because some horny man decided to go sing song at KTV. Now we are all fucked. So not only did somebody get fucked, we are all fucked.
Yeah, bro. Hey, if you want to go KTV, please lah, check in, okay? Check in, so easier to trace.
Bro, Jane also no use. You got one hostess there, and then spread like you know she's anyway. Don't get me started.
We're gonna start another 2 hours.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Petition for forums, better Wi-Fi, bro. Wired connection, right? Referee Ryan. That's what needs to happen.
Thanks, guys. My crowdfund you can DM me anytime. If anyone wants to donate, please feel free. I'm gonna make a Baron Corbin fund.
Oh fuck. Okay, hey, before we do it, before we get out of here, right? Is it just me or is Baron Corbin super interesting now?
Yeah,
Like,
he is.
I love.
He's super likable, bro.
Hey, and the funny thing is, right? Like, I kind of don't get where they're going with this. In that they're trying to make him the bad guy, but he's like, it's almost as if they are trying to get the audience to cheer for somebody who's down on his luck. So, and they're being very subtle about it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's very confusing to me because now he has sympathetic babyface heat, but he's still a heel.
Yeah, I think eventually he might turn face because of this. Because of this entire situation, yeah.
Like, I don't know, but I feel like I don't know where they're going with it. I think that they are trying to gauge the crowd to see where to push this. Because at first it seemed like, oh, you poor thing. But then there are glimpses of, oh, I can't afford a maid anymore. Like, oh, you poor. Like, you know, he's like being not sarcastic, but he's being an entitled loser.
Yeah, it's almost he's taking advantage of the situation somehow.
It's like those travelers who get their trips crowdfunded.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
You know
so
what I mean,
perfect.
right? Yeah, but so I'm trying to figure out if they're going that route or they're going he really is damn poor thing route. Because right now it feels like they're trying to. It feels like. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm saying either way, it makes SmackDown interesting because not just the top of the card is interesting, but bottom of the card and everywhere else around the card, there are stories that's being told.
Exactly. So yeah, it's interesting to see whether they want to tell the story of him being a poor thing and then we feel good for him, feel bad for him, or he's poor thing but actually not really poor thing lah. Like everyone else lives like that. Why are you being a bitch?
Yeah.
So
we shall see. But okay, which show are you most looking forward to? Because I am finally looking forward to Raw as well a little bit.
Yeah.
But SmackDown is still my show.
Yeah, SmackDown because of Roman Reigns, John Cena. I mean, that's the big name right now, right? But Raw for Charlotte Becky, which is what I'm anticipating.
And who's gonna step out to fight Bobby Lashley?
Yeah, my problem here though is that Lashley as a champion still not that compelling. Yeah, he's now unlocked his beast mode, whatever, right? But he doesn't have a legitimate contender, and we know that Drew's moving away to hinder the Jinder. Yeah, so who is next in line? Like literally, there's nobody.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we shall see, and hopefully it's gonna be something as interesting as the SmackDown side, right?
I hope so too. Yes. Okay, that's today's show. Thank you so much for hanging out.
Yes, man. Guys, please listen again on the Spotify audio version as well. And tune in next week. We're going to catch up. We'll try to come back weekly again, finally.
Absolutely. We'll get you that weekly live content. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't already, hit that like, hit subscribe, follow us on all those social media channels and on the podcast as well, on your Spotify and whatnot. Yo, enjoy wrestling. It's back finally in front of crowds, and that's only a good thing.
Yeah, man. I can't wait.
It's Mr. Young.
And it's Foreign in the building. You guys, take care.
And happy holidays, y'all.